Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Try Hard Racing with me, Roll KCB. You know, they say of me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which I admit is not a lot of talent, but it is a whole lot of vroom. You know, I should think of something before I actually start the stream segment. I try to do something off the hand. I never have a lot of talent, but I always try to acknowledge whatever it is that I have a lot of, and quick wit and mental thought used to be it, but it seems like in the last 5 years since I started streaming, I haven't figured out. I've lost my quick smartedness. Oh, and this always switch to race only. No, switch to basic weekend. Yes, that's a bug. I'm telling you, that's a bug. It always changes it. I said every week I have to say switch to short weekend, because I always want a short weekend. All right, practice, standard, official practice. They call it standard, not free practice, but it should be called official practice because the officials pay attention to what your time is, and that determines whether you go to Q1 or Q2. Anyway. But you get free practice. I could do a session of free practice, but why would I want to do that? I'm playing the arcade experience. I'm not going to be tinkering with the shock or anything, tinkering with the inflation of my various tires. Could you soften up the back tire? I think I want them soft tire in the front and a medium tire in the back. I mean, medium tire in the front, soft tire in the back. Oh, good, it's raining. I think there's an option I can set to make it always sunny, but why would I do that? That's no fun. Okay, go to track. Line lap. Don't worry if the guy sounds obnoxious to you. There's currently a bug where he goes away after a while. Got too long of a practice session, and then you don't hear him again until you reboot the game. Unless there's been a fix, but I haven't had an update to this game in a while, I don't think. I always manually do the updates. I cannot help the system updates. It does automatically, but on the Xbox, but applications and games, you can set it so that... Did he just fall over? Did I get an invalid lap? What did I do? I didn't fall over. You can set it so that don't automatically update apps, which is good because it doesn't interrupt you, but also sometimes you can play an older version, which you might want to do, because if you find out there's a bug in the newer version. That used to happen all the time when I played Minecraft. I refused to play the newer version until I was sure, refused to update until I was sure that it actually was stable, because Minecraft, I don't play Minecraft anymore for a couple of reasons, but the main one being that the company that makes it is just a horrible company with horrible development practices, and they keep, every time a new version comes out, it's like, look out, world, there's going to be not just new bugs and the new features, there's going to be old bugs that they fixed in the latest patch. And 10 patches ago they fixed, and somehow that code didn't get into the latest version, the latest development version. Yeah, it's a terrible organization. Anyway. But it used to be that they let me play an older version until I knew that the new version was stable. But then they stopped doing that. Even though I'm playing single player, on a single player world, I could understand if I was playing on their server, they would make me play the newer version. Because, oh, I'm playing on a server, you got to keep the versions in sync. But no, I was playing single player on my single player world, so that I could play it without having to update it. And then they changed it so that, no, you have to update. You have to play on the latest version no matter what. And that was kind of like the last straw. And then they started developing the game in the directions that I didn't really like. And so it's like, okay, I've had enough with this. had enough with the game, and I was in really close to the Xbox. Well, not necessarily Xbox, but the quote-unquote bedrock, the universal version of Minecraft, not the Java version. And I also was good friends with a lot of Java Minecraft players. And I finally gave up on the game just for what is the phrase? Philosophical differences. We had some philosophical differences with Deb and me. I wanted a game that actually worked. and didn't turn into a horror game when it was, meant to be a family game. And they added this character. A lot of people were really happy about it. Oh, they added this character that's like you can't kill, and then people found a way to kill it, of course. But you just had to run away from, and it was really terrible and scary and monstrous. It wasn't as cartoony like as all the other monsters were, the zombies and whatever. It's like, what? And people were saying, oh, wow, Minecraft has become like a horror game. Isn't that great? Like, what the? No, it's not great. What are you talking about? Now you're completely changing the fabric of the game. And then they decided, we are going to emphasize exploration. And by emphasizing exploration, that means we are not going to allow you to find any of the new items on an existing world that you've explored. You have to go out and explore new things. So they're not supporting longer play worlds unless you want to expand your game beyond their limits to handle the size of the game files, because you can't, even though on the PlayStation, on the Bedrock version, you have infinite worlds. You can go infinitely far. What they don't tell you is that if the game file gets too big, it'll crash. And it's nowhere near, it exceeds your game limits, but the Bedrock, your storage limits. Maybe it works on PCs, but I know on consoles, the file gets too big. I know this from watching like IBX Toy Cat and people that played on the Xbox. He finally switched to playing on a PC because he was tired of having his world destroyed. The files would get corrupted. And because he has a long play world. And I have a long play world, but I just restricted myself to a certain segment. And so when new things were introduced into a biome, like a desert village, I could go back there and get, I could get as many cats as I want because they spawn in villages. Whereas they decided to add certain animals that would only spawn in new villages that you've never discovered before. Well, that means I have to go out and make my file size even larger than it already is. And it's already pretty large. And then what are you going to add next? The next thing, they want to emphasize exploration, so they're going to add another new thing that you can only get by going out. And it wasn't just animals, or some other thing you could only get. They lowered functionality of something. This was in the same update where you used to be able to get this buff armor. The really good armor you get, the netherite armor, by getting, collecting certain things and using it. And then they decided, oh no, now you need some new element. So they downgraded netherite armor. The ones you had, you could still keep, but if you happen to not have netherite armor, or your netherite armor breaks and you die and you lose it for whatever reason, horrors of horrors, you can't get any more unless, guess what? You go explore new parts of the world to get these new things you need. No, they don't spawn in any of the old parts of the world where you would expect them to. Only in new parts, because we want to emphasize exploration. Do none of you guys play the same world for multiple years? or months or years? No. Everybody there just does a new test world. I guess most of the kids that play, you know, they get bored of their worlds after a month and they go start a new world. Or maybe they just expect every time a new major version comes out, you're going to want to play a new world, right? To see all the new things, you're going to want to play a new world. Well, you don't have to play a new world to see all the things if you let them spawn in the same world that they had. Anyway, so I had enough. It made my world, my Let's Play, I had to take so many breaks because of bugs or being afraid of bugs that would actually destroy my world, even though I had backups. And there was one bug that would destroy your world in such a subtle way. You might have a dozen backups and it had destroyed all of them because it wasn't an obvious hard crash. It was something would go wrong in your world, maybe nowhere near where you were, and you wouldn't discover it for months later. And then, oops. Well, good thing I have a backup. Oops. My last 10 backups are all corrupted. Oops. I don't have more than 10 backups, because why would you ever need more than 10 backups? Glad I got that all off of my chest. I've talked about my differences with Minecraft before, but I think this is the first time I've actually gone into so much detail about why I had it with Minecraft. And have they improved things? Oh, I exceeded the track limits. Oh well. Have they improved things? Yeah, probably have. 25 minutes. I'm going to call 25 minutes here, even though I'm just now crossing the line. Not going to do another lap. I'll go back. I do 10 minutes, and then I do 10 minutes more at the end. Return to pit. That's what I want. Because I'm not going to do 35 minutes on one particular segment without checking the chat or anything. Yes. And then I come over here to the session results, live session, and where I'm at now, no place good. No place good at all. 25th. Okay. Well, watch what happens to that once I accelerate the time forward. Oh, it lags up if I go to 30. '26th. And how far behind? 1.0. Down to 10 minutes. Below 10 minutes. And okay. Now track. Go to track. Blind start. And now in this case, I will take whatever final lap they might give me. I don't know if it matters. If you, I still don't know if this is the case. If anyone knows, leave a comment or list me on Twitch. Oops. What was I leaving a comment about? I grew quiet, and anybody that's watched me before probably knows that means I lost my train of thought. Lost my motorcycle of thought. Oh, if anybody knows, when you cross the finish line, and if you cross the finish line with like 10 seconds left on the clock, they let you go ahead and finish another lap. But does that lap count? Because in a lot of races, once the timer goes out, no further lap is going to count. And a lot of other racing games, once the time goes out, well, they just automatically put you back in the pits because nothing else you do is going to count once the timer goes out. But I don't know if in this particular game or in this particular circuit, if you get a final lap after the practice session officially ends. But I go ahead and run it usually anyway, just in case it counts. It's never my fastest lap, so I have no way of knowing. Even if I had a way of knowing, I wouldn't know. And yes, if I fall off, I reset. Well, this official practice is going to go like a lot of them do. And I'm going to be in last place. So I will have to do a Q1. What was weird last time is I did not get the bye right into Q2. If you don't know how the game works, official practice, you have to be in the top, I don't know what it is, 14 or something, to get directly into Q2, qualifier 2. And those that did not make it into qualifier 2 go into qualifier 1, and in the top 4 there are invited to Q2. The rest of them have to are placed based on, I guess, whatever their Q1 positions are behind all of them in Q2. But last time I did not get a bye into Q2, which usually means I'm much worse than everyone else. Obviously, not in the top 14, but I actually finished within the top 4 in Q1, which almost never happens for me. Because if I finish near the back of the pack, like I am now, even though I'm not facing the top 14 racers, I am way behind the top 14 racers in terms of time. Somehow I managed to get in front of those also bands. So I got into Q2 in position 15 to 18 or whatever it was. And then I started at like 10th place out of Q2. So I'm used to starting at the very back because I finished last in the official qualifier or in the official practice. And then I finished last in Q1 out of the top 4. And so they take my Q1 times, I guess, and then an official practice time. That I don't know for sure either. Official practice position, or Q1 position, and order me that way. So I'm in the back row, either dead last or second to last. But then I still have a chance to win the race, because qualifiers are more difficult than the race. Not just because you knock people over in the race, but I don't know how the AI works, but it's an adaptive AI, and they do like their first qualifier lap the way they think would be slightly less competitive than you, but then every qualifier lap they do gets better and better and better. And of course, you as a human, you're not going to get better and better and better every lap. And I'm not sitting here fiddling with the bike to make it faster and faster and faster every lap, because I wouldn't know how to fiddle with it in the first place. And I'm playing the arcade experience. I don't have the option to. So, I have gone into official practice and after 10 minutes been in the first place, and then, which I wasn't this time, not even close. Gone into official practice, been in first place, and then for the first 10 minutes, and then wait until the last 10 minutes, and I'm starting in last place, and I can't catch up because they did better every time. And if I'd have been out there for the extra 20 minutes, or extra 15 minutes, it would not have mattered. There's no way I would have gotten a better time than the time I set in the first, 5 laps around or something. If I got any better after the first 5 laps, it would not be significantly better. That it's going to increase my time all that much. Oh, he let me get away with that? Stewart, Mr. or Mrs. Stewart, Mr. and Miss Stewart were kind to me. or Sir Stewart, I suppose, or Dame Stewart. Dr. Stewart, you need a PhD to become a racing steward? I sense that you don't. Could have gotten an honorary doctorate from, like, you know, Indianapolis Speedway, Motor Speedway University. You do know they have a university right there in the center, right? Most people don't know that. The old Brickyard U, that's what they used to call it. As I've often said, half of the things I say are completely untrue. Half of them are mostly true. Your job is to try to figure out which half is which. Especially when I talk about myself. I do reveal nuggets about my actual life, but it's intermixed with a bunch of stuff that, you know, either made up or wish was true or whatever. So when you have to decide, you get to decide which is which. I'm just a scared cat on the internet. A scared yellow cat on the internet. Look at my icon. That's actually me. I don't need a face cam because, you know, if you just look at my icon, you'll see my avatar. Everything I said about Minecraft is true, though. I'll tell you that right now. And my disdain for them. How I went from loving that game to hating that game. I loved the game when I played the Xbox edition because it was not made by Mojang. It was made by 4J Studios, and they took their time. They were contracted to do a port to all the different consoles. And so it was always missing a bunch of features. Eventually, they did catch up on all the features. And guess what? They all worked. And, you know, they had to convert from the Java over to C or whatever they're developing with and develop it for multiple platforms, which is a very difficult job to do, but it all worked. And now the Java people are in charge of the C people, C++ probably people, that do the Bedrock edition. And so the Java people don't know what C development is like. And so the C version is always trash because the Java people say, well, this was easy for us to do. And if you don't know anything, Java is a much easier language to work in, but it's also much less. See, this is why I have paper towels with me at all times. I spilled my soda. This is going to take me a minute here. It's a much faster development language, but it's also, one, a lot less robust, and two, I think of Java as like a prototyping language. It's a fast development language. If you want to write anything serious, you need to find another language. If you want anything that's optimized, you're going to want to do it in a different language. But which is why you look at the original Java version of Minecraft, and it's amazing the technical specs you need for a game with such cheesy graphics. It's unbelievable how powerful a PC you need to run it, and that's because it's all running in Java. It's very slow in Java. But to try to develop that same thing, and you know, there's things you could develop faster in C than you could develop in Java, but because it's all spec'd for the Java version of the game, the poor people that are tasked with doing the C development for the Bedrock version of the game are not given enough time to do any kind of a good job. Anyway, but the Java version is full of bugs too. Mojang is famous for having lots of bugs. Okay, well, I'll have to clean that up better later. I have a wash basin next to me on the couch so that when I spill something, as I inevitably do, it goes into the wash basin, not onto the couch. One of the reasons I don't ever have a face cam is because it would be utterly embarrassing for me. You saw my setup. Not least of which be embarrassing me because you get to see what old men actually look like during the day when they have nowhere to go. All right. How did I do? I'm guessing I was last. I was running last the whole time, yes. Okay, good. No, well, maybe not good. If I finish really well in Q1, that's bad, because that means I'll also have a Q2, because I won't get in to do another race during this hour. I'd like to be able to do free practice, either qualifying 1 or qualifying 2, and then a race. I could do all that within 1 hour, but only if I'm not able to do both qualifiers. Because I'm not even at 30 minutes yet. This is 15 minutes. The races are about 15 minutes long. So I think the races are about 15 minutes long, right? I'm playing at 50%. The race length 50%. It'd be better to play it at 100%. If I wasn't streaming this whole thing, I would be playing it at 100%. But since I'm streaming it and releasing it to YouTube only 2 hours a week, I don't want to be playing this game for 20 years. I'll be playing it multi-years. I had joked in the trailer. Do I still have the trailer in the playlist? I think I probably took it out by now. The joke in the trailer was, I'm going to play until I get an individual championship, and I hope to do that before I buy my next version in 2030, which I am not going to buy another version until 2030. I did just get F1 2025. I can't play it until I set up the new Xbox, but I just did F1 2025. And I was rather dismayed to see that they apparently have, like, pay-to-win stuff. I don't know if it's pay-to-win. They have coins. They have virtual coin packs you can buy. It's like, oh, for goodness sakes, EA ruins everything. You can spend real money to get coin packs, and then what do you use the coin packs for? You know, the virtual currency for. Hopefully, it's not anything that improves your racing performance. Because if it does, it's the last version of F1 I'll ever buy. In fact, I will regret that I have bought it. If I had the ability to play the game and find out, because I don't right now, I would take it back, because I can take it back after a certain period of time, but that time is going to be past. But I didn't spend any of my own money on the game. I just bought. I used my Bing points, my Microsoft Reward points to buy it. Oops, sorry. No, I really don't want to finish in the top 4. But I have a bad feeling I'm going to finish in the top 4. Because if I finish in the top 4 here, I'm going to end up having to do Q2. And I'll still start at the back of the pack if I have to do Q2. I'll finish in the top 4 in Q1 and then still end up finishing last. That's what happened last time, wasn't it? Or no, I guess I started the race in 10th. I came in first in Q1, and then Q2 I came in 10th. Despite having finished out of the top 14 in free practice, or in the official practice. I don't know, they call it standard practice or something. It wasn't too bad. It was very wobbly, but it wasn't too bad taking that corner. Maybe I am getting used to this course, and we'll finish in first. I know that this yellow line shows up way too early. Can't rely on. I think I can somewhat rely on the line, but I know I can't rely on the colors of these lines. I've learned this on other courses where it goes yellow way too soon, and other places it goes yellow and it don't need a lift at all. You can just, or it goes way too late. And other courses where you really, you really should be lifting a lot sooner, and then other courses where there's places where it's yellow down a straightaway and you have no reason to lift there. You can just keep flying through it. Yeah, if you know what F1 2025, what all the virtual coin stuff is about, if it's just buying new liveries or something, if it's buying something that's not cosmetic, that's actually, I mean, maybe they want to try to go with like a market. Maybe they're hoping to get like a CSGO market going. Well, for a limited time, you can get some special, I don't know, racing helmet or something, and then, have real people spend real money to get the coins to buy it, and then have markets set up for people who actually spend money to get it because it's a collector's item. They'll let you transfer the item to another player, which is what happens. And I don't know how well that's approved by like Valve, Steam, or whoever else, the platform for the games, the manufacturer of the games. I think it's discouraged, but the fact that they allow you to trade things and buy things multiplayer in the game for virtual currency means they can't really prevent people from selling things for real money, and then once they get the money, they'll go ahead and give it to you. I'll sell it to you for $25 worth of Foo Coin. Actually, Foo Coin might be Foo Coin might actually be a cryptocurrency. I'll sell it to you for 25 ruggamajigit chinkers, clinkles, wudgamaclinkles, because that's the in-game currency, wudgamaclinkles. I'll sell it to you for $25, but let's convert that to juggamaclinkles, and then that's how much I'll sell it to you for in-game. But first I want to get the money. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how in those markets work. But the third-party markets to buy some stupid thing, because you think you're going to sell it for more. It's like, what are those things that talk about a bubble, I'm sure. NFTs, yeah, non-fungible tokens, yeah. No, they're not going to crash and burn. But then everybody thought that, cryptocurrency was going to crash and burn, and they were right. But then it comes back, and then it crashes again, and then it shoots up. It's like, why would you ever... How is this a good idea to gamble with your life savings? Maybe I'll make $1 million, but if I don't sell it in time, I'll be living on the street. Oh, look, I made $2 million on crypto. I'll go out and buy a house because I converted all to cash and whatever. But I can't afford, the house, really. But I'm sure the crypto I have is still going to be worth a lot. Oops, I didn't cash out in time, and now it's worth next to nothing. Or the market that I could convert my Bitcoin to cash on this one market. Oh, guess what? The market's gone. All your crypto that you had on the wallet on that market, yeah, it's all gone. Oh, the folly of ultimate extremist libertarian I shouldn't say that word because that's a political word, but the extremist of unregulated stuff. I mean, there's good things and there's bad things that shouldn't be regulated and whatever, but I want some kind of feeling like my money's not going to just suddenly go away on me. That there's some insurance, some backup. Do they sell virtual insurance, virtual wealth insurance, cryptocurrency insurance? I mean, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea if a company, can insure your crypto worth against traumatic losses, but I suppose it's like that with any kind of stock market investment. You can lose everything. But the stock market, like, the big stock markets in the U.S., the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, whatever, they have some buffers to keep the market from crashing because it is centrally, they do have some central control, but it's not true at all with cryptocurrency. Maybe I'll make billions of dollars, and people have, and maybe I'll be living on the street. Anyway, many investments are like that. I don't have enough money to invest in anything, so maybe I just don't understand. It's like gambling in any form. I don't have enough money to go, to Vegas or anything. I have no interest in going to Vegas for one. But, I have no money to play online poker or anything like that, and I'd be terrible at it regardless. I don't have enough money to play the lottery, anything like that. I'm an old guy. I prefer security over risk. But I never did. I never was much of a gambler at all. I played pool. I played wages, like $5 wages on sub games, just casual games, And but with people I know, I'm not gonna. I've never played anyone that I didn't know for any kind of money. So I've never hustled anyone. I never got hustled by anyone, unless the people I knew unless the people I knew were hustling me, playing the long hustle because I played with them in leagues for 5 years. Then they did the long con on me and won $10. That might be what happened. But yeah, that's not even considered gambling. That's wagering, games of skill. But again, it's usually it's let's play a race to 5 for the next round, a race to 3 for the next round. Round of sodas. That's usually the only type of wagering I would do. Again, as I said earlier in the stream, half of everything I say is BS, and it's up to you to figure out which half. And I suppose in what direction. No, but I keep glancing at my chat. Nobody's chatting. It's pretty lonely in here. I do have a couple people lurking. I know that. How am I doing? 12, so I'm not going to make the top 4, which is good because I don't want to make the top 4. I'm not going to throw it. I'm not going to make the top 4. And I'm so certain I'm not going to make the top 4 that I'm also, well, you know what? I might play it out because I don't think I have time for a full race. I'm already at 40 minutes. I risk trying to do a race and it running long, and I don't want any of my episodes to be over an hour, so. I could have gone into the pits there. Oh, it's 0 anyway, so I won't get another lap. I thought I'd get to the line before it went 0. Twelfth, which is the bottom. Yep, it's the bottom. 14 and 12 makes 26. That's how many drivers there are. 13 teams. 2 drivers per team. Well, the race usually takes around 20 minutes for everything. So I'm not going to do a race. You have to go to the line. You have to do it. Oh, but to exit back, I have to say continue. I can't just hit back to the paddock or whatever. Continue. And continue. And now I can exit a career mode. And you can't hit the menu in the middle of that either to say return to career mode. Yes. And now I can come here and look at stuff. There's nothing on my wall because you don't get wall until between actual races, after races. I can look at my standings. 7 points ahead. Not good. I mean, it's good that I'm ahead, but I was ahead by a lot more. What is I'm supposed to beat Rueda? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Beating a standing rival such as Jay Rueda in a race would confirm the good form shown. Okay, so I'm supposed to beat Jay Rueda, who is right behind me right now. I have to beat Jose Antonio Rueda in a race. Within how many races? It's usually like within 3 races, but it's not showing me right now how I'm doing in that progression. It may not show me until after the race is over. Well, wait, what is after pro? In the middle they're showing pro 51,450 out of 80,000. So what's the next level after pro? Is there a way for me to find that out now? Okay. I've hit pro, but it's not showing me one. It was earlier on, it was showing me all of these. But it wasn't showing me. This is a weird thing. Yeah, when I scroll to the bottom, it's wanted to scroll up slightly. Okay, now it's not doing. It's not that I'm getting stick drift. It's just only when I was at the bottom. Anyway, what was I thinking? Yeah, pro seems to be as much as I can get, at least here. Yeah, okay. I'm looking around thinking if I can find out what I get after pro, but it doesn't show me anywhere. Yeah. I don't have any team offers that are restricted if I must be higher than pro. So I don't know what's above pro. Probably a way of finding out, but I don't know what that way is, other than like going to wiki. I don't think a wiki is up yet for this year's game. That's another problem with wikis. When game's first out, people have to figure these things out on their own, and then they publish it on a wiki. And until the game is matured, you have no idea how reliable that information is, and certainly not complete. The information isn't complete at first. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this YouTube episode. If you're watching on Twitch, though, stick around. I've got 1 more hour to go, and we'll do the race, and then we'll see how far we can get in the next race. If I click on this, it'll show me the schedule. Round 19, and then there's this race off, which I can't stand. And then only 3 after that, and we'll be done with the first season, which is kind of cool. My scene shifter burped on me, but it doesn't sound like I lost my live feed. Sometimes it does that. It's like, comes back and says, "You are live," when I've been live the whole time. But don't scare me like that, like I went off. All right, I am going to sign off here for YouTube, Twitch. Stick around. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Twitch, YouTube. The next episode will be the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is almost always midnight in the UK and almost never noon the next day in New Zealand, though it is plus or minus an hour, depending on the time of year, thanks to daylight savings time. And thanks to all of you for watching. Twitch, once again, stick around. YouTube next episode. I will see you then.